If you are starting out and focused on building a business that is going to allow you to leave your 9 to 5 forever, you are most likely building some sort of online service-based like coaching or consulting type of business, because that is the best type of business to build to be able to replace your income, especially if you're starting it on the side while you're in your job. So with that, you are very likely making a super common mistake that I see quite often with, I would say about over 90% of my students who come in through my courses. At this point, I've helped thousands of students through my courses and tens of thousands more through my free content. So I've got a good amount of data to share with you. And that's what we're going to spend talking about. One of the top mistakes to avoid as you are building your business. And that mistake is the idea that you should be serving your audience. Now, I want you to really think about this for a second, because you've probably heard before that, hey, if you are in business, if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, you need to be here to serve your audience, right? Now, what I'm going to share with you today is why that is the wrong thing to do and what to do instead so that you rise a lot faster to the top of your industry. You're seen as a leader. You get the best clients from day one, and you create that position of amazing authority and leadership from the very beginning of your business. And it all starts with not serving. Instead of serving, I want you to instead think about guiding your audience. There's a big difference between serving versus guiding, and I'll tell you why. Now, it might be the case that if you're selling a product, or if you're selling something that a client can just use and be done with, that yes, you do want to be of service, right? If you're selling an iPhone, that iPhone is there to serve. You want to help your customers get the most out of their iPhones. You want to help them repair any technical issues that might be coming up. That's a different type of business. However, if you're doing coaching or consulting where you are working with your client to help them get some results, serving is the last thing you want to do. So let's talk through why and what to do instead. And you're going to see this is a big shift. If you absorb everything that we talk about today, it's going to be a really big shift that allows you to come from a much stronger place, get better clients who get better results, and what's that going to do for your business? Help it grow even faster, and faster catapult you to a position of leadership in your industry. So here's the thing with serving. When you think about serving your audience, it really positions you as, hey, I'm here to be that kind of person who doesn't lead, but who instead just follows your lead and gives you what you need. Whereas if you are guiding someone, you're coming at it from a place of mentorship. So this is a little bit not PC, but think about it this way. If this is the level of the client, right? If you're serving, it's kind of like, okay, I'm serving you from here. If you are guiding, this is the level of your client, you are guiding from up here. And this is not about power plays or anything like that. It's about the fact of how your client and your audience is going to see you based on where you are positioning yourself from day one. Guess what? If you're positioning yourself as I'm here to serve you, this is what happens. If you position yourself as I'm here to guide you, it's, oh, okay, this is the teacher, this is the leader, this is the authority. And when you do it that way, here's what happens. You are able to come from a place of leadership. You attract better clients because the top clients know that it's their responsibility to get the results that you help them with. No matter what kind of coaching or consulting you're doing, whether it's relationship, health, career, life, happiness, whatever, right? No matter what it is that you are doing, this is the way that they are thinking about it, where, okay, I know I need to do the work to get my results. I'm not looking for someone to be responsible for me. I know that my failure or success depends on me and me alone. Whereas you're going to see, maybe you've experienced it already, there are some clients who, if you're coming from the attitude of I'm here to serve you, they're going to hold you responsible for their results. Now, I want to really talk about this for a second, because it's not about you as a coach or consultant not being responsible. I want to make that very clear. It is your responsibility to show up, to provide the best value, to know what you're talking about, to guide them, all of that. So I'm not saying, hey, don't show up, don't provide good service. I want to make that super clear. What I am saying is that you cannot do the work for your client. You cannot want the result more than them. You cannot be chasing them down every day or every week saying, hey, did you do what we talked about last week? That responsibility is on your client and your client alone. And so when you come from the place of, hey, I'm going to guide you to do that, then that's what happens. Now, what also happens is you teach your clients to think for themselves, where you are saying, hey, I'm not going to spoon feed you the answers. That's not helping you, because what happens when we stop working together? Then you're going to be lost because you're not going to know what to do, because I'm not there to really tell you everything and tell you what to think every step of the way. And so instead, I'm going to teach you the skills to think for yourself. It's like that saying, teach a man or give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for life. What you're doing is, if you're serving your clients, you are giving them a fish. As soon as you stop, they're done for. Whereas if you are guiding your clients, then what you're doing is you are giving them the skills to fish for the rest of their lives in whatever area you're helping them with. All right, so these are the really important things I want you to think about, where I want you to start thinking about yourself as a guide, a leader, versus, hey, I'm here to serve. Now, how do you do that? How do you communicate that to your audience? There are a few ways. So the first thing you want to be doing is when you are sharing your content, you want to give really, really great content, but you want to make it clear, hey, this is up to you to implement. You want to be very firm in that. In everything you share, you never want to say, hey, I'm the person who's going to do it for you, or I'm just going to be there to guide you every second of every day, right? You want to make it very clear, hey, I've got awesome content. However, what I'm sharing with you is an opportunity to work with me. I'm not coming at it from, hey, I'm begging you to work with me. No. So it's coming from that place of, hey, I've got really great content. If you want to work with me, here's how we can do it. And standing firm from that place in everything that you share. So you can share, hey, this is what I've done. Here's how I can help you do the same. Here's a really great piece of content that shows I know my stuff. If you want me to go in depth with you or help you more, here's how to do the same. It's never like using desperate salesy tactics like, oh, hey, here's I've got 2 spots left. The price is going up. Come and get it. Come and get it. Come and get it. Right? There's a time and place for that. It's not the best time to be using it when you're starting out in your coaching or consulting business. You can also come from that place of, hey, I can help you. Here's how. Like, you can be proactive, right? You can reach out to someone and say, hey, I saw you ask this question about this thing, and here's how I can help you. Here's a little bit of advice for you to get started right now so you can see I know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, you're always leading with that confidence, that authority, that you know what it is you're talking about, and your client would be lucky to work with you, someone who knows their stuff as well as you do, to get the amazing results that you can help them get. Really coming from that place and making sure that you share it in all of your content. The funny thing is, when you shift from thinking about, oh, I'm here to serve you with my value and hope that you're going to buy from me, to, hey, I'm here to guide you. I've got really great content and you're going to be lucky to work with me. Again, it's not about a power trip or anything like that, but just understanding your value. That's going to come across a lot more. Like, each time, if you sit down to write something and you're thinking that's going to come across a lot more naturally. Okay. So you're going to do that. Then what you're also going to do is, as you're working with clients and even with people for free, you're going to hold your boundaries. Now it's up to you to decide what those boundaries are, and I'm going to give you some examples. I do want to caution though that it's not about saying, hey, I'm not going to work with you, I'm only going to respond to you once a week as a client, or I'm too good to do this or that. It's not about that. It's about holding these firm boundaries and setting the expectation that, hey, I'm here to support you if you're my client. I'm here to give great free value if you're just a part of my audience. However, these are the lines that cannot be crossed. So for example, if you are working with a client and you're selling your package, your coaching package, I wouldn't say something like, look, I'm going to be available for you 24 hours a day to respond instantly to your message. I would set the expectation, look, I work from this time to this time, Monday through Friday, and I respond to my private clients within 24 or 48 business hours. Now, I might respond sooner, but I want you to know that I do give myself that space in case it's needed, in case I need to think about something longer or I need a little bit more time. So you set that expectation. Now, you don't have to wait until 24 hours all the time, but letting them know ahead of time is what's going to really make sure that everyone is clear from day one that, hey, again, you're here to be the guide, you're not there to serve. Now, what you can also do is say, hey, I only respond to client requests in this way, whether that's through Slack, through email, through Voxer, through Facebook message, whatever. All other channels, please do not message me on those channels, because I can't be chasing around like every account trying to figure out, hey, has a client messaged me? Right? Those are just a few examples of clear boundaries. Or when you're on a coaching call and you're saying, hey, this is an hour, not going over into 2 hours, right? If you're coaching someone, you don't need to go over an hour on your calls. You just don't. You should be able to help them get the results that they need in that set amount of time. If they are late, for example, guess what? That's on your client. You still hold firm to the boundaries that you set. Again, use your best judgment for when sometimes a little extra time is needed, or maybe a little faster email response is needed. Back when I was coaching private clients, for example, if a client was going through a big launch, right, and there were tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, yeah, I was going to be responding faster. I was going to be actively asking and looking out for what was going on with them. So it's the exact same thing. Now, going back to holding your boundaries with your audience for free as well. This is a really common question I get. I want to respond to everyone in my audience, but at the same time, I don't want to have to be giving really in-depth coaching for free to anybody who just asked me a question. Great. Your boundary is you're going to respond to people in your audience, as many as you can, but of course, you're not going to give them the same attention to detail that you're going to give to your paid clients. That's totally fine. And so what is your boundary? It's, hey, I'm going to give them a quick tip, or I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to create this content for an answer to your question and share with my entire audience, and I'll tag you once I've done it. I will tell you my own boundary for answering clients from my audience who aren't my students or my clients, or answering questions from my audience, is that if it's something that can help everyone, I will answer it, or I'll create a piece of content that answers it. Or most likely at this point, because I've been doing this for a good amount of time and have so much content all over the place, there's something I'll be able to share with them that says, hey, I answer this question back in this video or this blog or whatever. So if someone is asking for specific coaching on a free platform, then no, I'll just give them a high-level response, because the specifics, the details, all of the really in-depth stuff, that's reserved for clients and students in my courses, as it should be, right? So knowing your boundaries there. The final piece, and these are all equally important, but this piece is especially important, is coming from that place of leadership, where again, you are not here to serve, you are here to guide and to lead. That means you call out things that you see going on with your audience that they should not be doing. You hold firm and let someone know when they're going too much into their drama, when they're doing things that aren't helpful. And you do that for both your free and your paid content. So let me give you a few examples. Let's start with the paid, because that's easier. It can feel like you're being really nice when you're working with a client and you're essentially letting them just talk through, oh my gosh, I had this horrible day at work. I was trying to get that promotion we talked about, but my boss was mean to me, and then I went to go cry in the bathroom, and I just feel so horrible, and on and on and on. It might seem like, yeah, you're being really nice by letting them just talk through their feelings, but here's the thing. Being in that drama serves no one. Being in that mindset serves no one. What I would do as a coach is say, hey, I completely feel you, I hear you, maybe you've been through that, right? Whatever is true and applicable. However, that is not serving you. That is not helping you get the result that you want. And that's what I'm here to help you do. I'm here to give you the tough love, tell you what you need to do even when you don't want to do it, so that you can get the result that you want, because it's not easy. If it was easy, you would have done it on your own already. And so standing from that place, now let's talk about what we can do to fix that. Right? So you can see how you are holding firm to your position of leadership and knowing what's best for your client. It's the same thing with your audience. Whether it's your free advice or whether when it comes time to sell your coaching package or down the road your courses, because most of my students start with coaching, end up going into courses as they build their audience and want to scale their businesses, right? That's just a very natural progression. No matter where you are in that progression, what you want to be doing is sitting back and thinking, okay, what do I need to share with my audience that's going to help them get the best result, even if it's not the most popular advice, coming from that place of leadership. And so what I will say, for example, is I will say, hey, if you're doing all of these things in your business, you're like posting everywhere, working on your website, working 40 hours a week on your business alone, and things aren't working, you're not doing the right things. There's only so many things you need to be doing. That's why students in my courses often only spend 30 minutes a day to build their businesses, and they're very successful at it because they're focusing on the only things that they need to be focused on. And I'll maybe share an example of what it is, or maybe if at that point I'm selling my Employee to Entrepreneur course, I'll say, hey, here are some testimonials so you can see. If you want all the details, great, they're in the course. It's a really great, massive course, and of course I can't share it all for free. I mean, the time alone would be crazy. And so you want to be coming from that place of leadership of, hey, I'm not here to hope and pray for you to work with me and buy from me. Yes, I would love to work with you. However, I know there are lots of other people out there I can help. I know I can help you. I know my stuff. And I know I'm going to be the person who doesn't tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear so you get that result. And when you do that, notice that for all of these things that I just went over, we covered how to do it both for your free audience and your free content so that you start that way from day one right now, and how to do it for your paid clients so that they respect you, you attract the best clients who get the best results. Now, it might be tempting to think, hey, especially if you're just starting out, you don't have the street cred, the big audience, or any of the things that you see other people having. You might be like, oh, Louisa, that's easy for you to say now, right? Well, the thing is, guess what? We all start from zero. When I started years ago on doing this, I knew, hey, I was going to be a leader in my industry. I was going to be the person who worked with thousands of students who had the best course in the industry. And so from day one, I took that approach, because think about it. It's the same thing in your career. If you don't go into your career knowing that, hey, one day I'm going to be a manager, then a senior manager, then a director, and so on and so forth, very rarely is it going to happen where someone just says, oh my gosh, you are such leadership material. Let me go ahead and promote you right now. You've got to set the intention and act like that from day one to show, hey, this is where I'm going to be, and I know it, and this is just me on my journey. It's the exact same thing when you are building your business. All right. So hopefully you found this really helpful. This is, again, a really, really powerful mindset shift that once you really absorb the things that I've shared on this video, you're going to be able to go back out there and really come from a place of a lot more confidence and leadership, which, guess what, is really sexy to potential clients, because that's the kind of person they want to work with. You don't want to work with someone who's like, oh, I want to be nice to you. I'm pretty sure I can get you some results, but let's just, work out what feels good to you. Not when it comes to your coach or consultant. You want someone who says, look, I'm going to give you what you need to hear, tough love when you need it. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do because I know what's up. Right? And so you want to create that energy for yourself from day one, which you do, which you can. So that's it for today. Now, I've got two other really great things for you if you found this helpful. The first is a free PDF on how to build a six-figure business, my own blueprint for how I built my six-figure business, my first six-figure business online back when I was in my job. It's the same blueprint that I've used since to help thousands of students create their own profitable online businesses. And you can get it for free by clicking on the link below or somewhere on this screen. The other thing I have for you is another really great video on the only things that you need to master to get your business to $5,000 or $10,000 a month. It's not about the fancy funnels or sophisticated systems. You don't need those to get to just $5,000 or $10,000 a month, which for most people is life-changing. It's all you need to be able to leave your business or come close to leaving leave your job or come close to leaving your job. So again, that is somewhere on the screen, so make sure you check that out. And if you have found this video helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button to be notified each week when I release a new awesome video on building your own online business and going from employee to entrepreneur. Thanks so much for watching this, and I will see you next time.